So, time for another May trip. It's May 4th, 2024. We're stopping off at Tim Hortons. Got all of the boats mounted on the back of the Maverick. Got 2 solo boats and a canoe. Mike is with us. It's me, Mike, Edgar, and Tanya.
To Brent Road.
Everybody's already here.
Yeah, it's always weird like that, eh? Like, show up, don't think anybody's gonna be here, and fucking full parking lot.
So we just showed up to Cedar, and we just met a friend Dwight here. He just came out of a 9-day trip. How would you describe it? Was it good? You had fun? Great trip?
Yeah,
Right.
warm weather.
Yeah, and it's we've got overcast, but it's nice and warm. Bugs are out a little bit, but nothing to complain about. Pushing off from Cedar. It's I don't know, sometime around 1 o'clock on Saturday, May the 4th, 2024. We got a really quick day today. We're just going over there towards where the Nipissing dumps into Cedar, and there's 3 campsites at Lower Nipissing that we're gonna pick between those. So we booked the 8-night, 9-day trip. We're starting at Cedar Lake. Our first day is just super easy. We're just gonna go to where the Nipissing meets Cedar. And there's like 3 campsites to choose from. One of them is on the portage, on the first portage. So yeah, like I said earlier, it's me, Mike, Tanya, and Edgar. And so far the weather's beautiful. So Edgar's first on the board. He, in his first cast of a Len Thompson, he lost the lure instantly because he forgot to close the clasp. So most people with fishing contests, it's you know, how many or how big the fish you catch. With us, it's how many lures did you lose? It's either there or around this point over here. It looks like there might be a spot around there. Yeah, I told them to stay at the mouth of this little axis here, just in case you turned around, because there was 2 different ways we could go on that side also. We decided to take the first campsite where the Nipissing meets Cedar. We had 3 campsites to choose from. We just ended up taking the first one. Well, the first 2 campsites are actually basically right on top of each other, just right over there, about 50 feet is the other campsite. There's a little trail that links the 2. So me and Mike right here in the front, we just have our hammocks set up here. I got this year one of the things I bought over the winter was the new 30% larger tarp for the embark, and this is the ultralight version. Anyway, I'm really happy with the coverage. Like the old tarp used to come, like the hammock comes to about here inside the tarp, and the tarp would end like there, so you had to get the tarp basically placed just perfect if there's any kind of wind with rain. I was always worried about getting wet, but this one covers it easily. The only thing I don't like is their instructions that they said to seam seal the top of the tarp, and the seam sealer that they provided, just after 48 hours it still wasn't dry. So before I packed up the tarp, I put this powder sort of all over it so the tarp didn't stick too much to itself, but it still did. But anyway, as long as it's waterproof, I really don't care. We shall see. It's actually supposed to rain tonight, so we'll see if it is waterproof or not. It's going to be a long 9-day trip if it's not. Anyway, and we have the campsite. We've already collected a bunch of wood for the stakes, and yeah, we're just gear bombed out here. Got a nice big open area, kitchen shelter. Edgar and Tanya have their side-by-side hammocks. It's just 2 gathered in hammocks with a spreader bar. And yeah, it's a really nice site for the first night. So when we arrived at the campsite, we had lunch, and we collected firewood for the steaks tonight, set up camp, and then for the last couple hours we've just been sitting around chatting, being lazy. So now we're gonna head out up to the closest to the first portage for tomorrow. Hopefully there's some falls there, and do a little fishing. This is the portage. I can see Mike paddled up ahead, so don't know if there's going to be any rapids or not. Looks like Mike is first on the board. Oh, I got a snag while I was watching Mike fish. Yeah, he got himself one. Trout? Oh, it's a chub.
And fish number 2.
So Mike is slaying the chubs. So far I've been skunked. I'm trying a couple different lures. Nothing's grabbing.
Baby trout.
So Mike's got the first trout of the trip, a little tiny guy. Gonna let him go.
What you got?
So finally gave up. Ooh. And switched to the Black Fury, just like Mike. I tried every other lure. I didn't want to copy him, but I mean, it's just a chub, but it's a nice one.
Yeah.
Better than catching nothing. My first fish of the trip.
They're very silver, these things. Like,
Still more chubs. Black Fury is definitely a chub fest on this one. Probably gonna switch lures, even though so far everything else I've tried just catches nothing, but might as well try something else. Oh, new lure, same result. Another chub or? Chub?
no, trout.
Oh.
Okay, black and orange. Baby trout.
But again on a Black Fury. Cool.
Oh!
Mike just put on a new lure. First cast.
What is that? That's
Okay.
a chub.
And that's another chub. Nice size though. Thrown half my tackle box at it so far and ain't caught much, but every time I go back to Black Fury I always pull one up and then I try something else. So far we still haven't caught any decent sized trout that's worth eating for supper. Mike's caught 2. Sort of just drifting back down the river towards our campsite. Still pulling up the occasional little chub. The peepers are in full voice. So the typical night one meal, got steaks over the fire and mashed potato. So, morning of day 2, decided to throw a few from shore, still catching those chubs. Tried fishing from the second campsite, and no luck there on fishing from our campsite. All I was catching was chub. So, had a really nice sleep last night. This is the second campsite that's literally right next to the one we ended up staying on, so you can literally see we're just right over there. They're right on top of each other, the 2 campsites. This one doesn't even look like it has a real fire pit. You've got somebody put some rocks in a circle, but that's about it. Anyway, we just started packing up slowly because it hasn't started raining yet. It's supposed to rain today, so we got our stuff, except for the kitchen tent, all packed away. We're back in the water, setting off. Another really easy day today. We're just going up the Nipissing River, probably a little bit past the portage that goes towards Catfish. Checking out the various campsites because we have to pick from 7 of the ones along the Nipissing. Oh, Edgar's got a fish on. He caught a bass from shore last night. Obviously bass is not in season yet. Oh, it looks like a good size.
Oh, yeah.
Trout?
Trout.
Nice. I don't think that's a trout.
Oh, it's a big lips.
It's Mike.
Yeah, it's Mike's fish.
It's yours now? That's good size, eh? Where's the catch on?
Fish on. Oh, you side hooked him. Same as yours, but I hooked him on a fin. The rain has started, so we're gonna give up on fishing for suckers and make our way, just go back down to the portage, do the portage, go upriver a bit, hopefully find some trout at the next set.
You're on.
Adjusting bag. In action sequence complete.
Hey, day 2, first portage of the trip. And right here is the 3rd campsite we could have taken. It's right at the end of this portage. Actually, it's got quite a big area over there for hammocks. And it looks like some more back here. It's not that bad a sight.
That was cut by a beaver. And this one, I got someone finish it off for him. Where they got chainsaws.
This is our 2nd portage of the day. It's 100 meter. I'm pretty sure this is skippable though. It's just these little ripples up here. I'm gonna try and paddle up it.
Yeah, follow my guy.
Okay, so I tried going up the middle here and it was just a little too rocky. I was bottoming out. I mean, obviously I could get out and just walk up it. It's pretty easy. But Mike found a path just along the outside that he was able to go straight up. Yeah, I think so too. And you do need a little power too coming through.
Has to be very coordinated.
A little 1 minute paddle. I think this is the 3rd portage coming up here. Yeah, a little 240 or something like that, or 200 meter. Yeah, here's the takeout up here. We got just a decent length of river to paddle. This next day, our reservation, there's like 7 campsites to pick from. So there's 3 coming up on the left-hand side of the river before we have to do any more portaging. So we'll just casually go up the river and check out the campsites as we go. So we just stopped for lunch at the campsite that's right at the beginning of the portage that we're taking tomorrow. The 3 kilometer that goes towards Catfish. It's not straight into Catfish. I just can't remember the other lake. So now we got a small paddle. There's 2 more campsites to check out up here. And if we don't like those, 2 little portages and then 2 other campsites to look at. Definitely a beautiful spot. I haven't had any luck yet fishing, but really nice. I saw Edgar pull in something pretty big. I'm gonna go over and check it out. What you got? Heard it? It looks like a bass.
It's a bass, no?
Yeah, it's a bass. I didn't even know there was bass here. My first brookie of the trip, little tiny guy, about I don't know, 7 or 8 inches. Brookie! Hopefully the last portage of the day. It's 160 meters going around these little rapids. Trout! Trout! Fishing up right before our last portage. Got another small little trout. Mike's caught a trout also on his side. Oh, my best trout of the trip so far. Just got to the last rapids. Got the last 2 campsites to look at. First cast, tiny little trout again. Not a lot of room in the campsite, but the woods are kind of sparse. So the trees are just thick enough, and there's like room in the woods, you know.
But it works better than the one with the at the portage?
The same, I'd say. So we're staying at the 7th campsite that we could choose from, the last one basically. It's right on the portage. There's another campsite right over there that's sort of eroded away, and there's a path through the woods from this campsite, but it's absolutely tiny, so we're not taking that one. So we got the fire pit right at the top, got all our boats pulled up and a bit of a gear bomb, but the portage trail here is clear. Kitchen tent right in the middle. Down in the woods over there, Edgar and Tanya are setting up their stuff. Mike's got a spot right here, and I'm near the thunder box in the back of the site over here. We're setting off from our campsite. Today we're going to Calumet Lake. We've never been there before, so looking forward to checking it out. Play chicken. I'm not gonna turn unless you turn. So going back through the last two portages that we did yesterday, going towards the 3-kilometer portage towards Catfish. Coming up to the 250 that we did yesterday, so this is the last portage until we start the new part of the trip.
Was that you? Okay.
Coming up to the long portage, 3K. I should really look at the map and get the name of this lake, because I keep saying towards Catfish.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the lake. So it's a 835 meter portage to Luckless Lake. Have fun, RKSS. Literally 20 feet into the portage, the first obstacle.
Little gross. Hello, gross.
This is Luckless Lake. It's a little lake. It's got two portages out. One goes straight to Catfish. We're going to take the other one just because we're going to go through Luckless twice. So we'll take each portage a different day just to see what they look like. Come up to a 500 meter that we're going to do next from Luckless to Lynx Lake. So we're gonna stop for lunch on Lynx Lake. Mike noticed, or at the end of the portage, there's this.
I'll give the credit to Edgar.
Oh, it's Edgar that saw it?
Baby.
There's this jello here. We don't know what it is. Looks like there's seeds in it. No clue what that is. We're just coming into the little channel that links Blinks Lake to Catfish Lake. Trolling Catfish Lake. Got something. It's not. Could just be a branch. It's not. No, it's fighting. It's a fish. Oh yeah. Oh.
Oh.
We're going through the marsh that leads to Sunkissed Lake. Water's really high. Don't even have to follow a path anymore. Just basically go wherever you want. Definitely much nicer in high water. Took a little bit of rechecking the map, but to find the right path, if you will, through the marsh here. But pretty sure we found the right one. At least we're heading in the right direction now. And so we'll hopefully make it to a portage that leads us to Calumet. And here is the portage to Calumet Lake. We got camp set up on Calumet Lake. We had to take the second campsite because even though it's a pretty difficult lake to get to, there was already somebody when we got here on the first campsite. Talked to a park ranger when we took off from Cedar, and he said only one of the campsites was any good. I'm assuming he meant ours, the one that we ended up taking, was bad. But for us, it was fine. I think it's bad if you were in a tent. There's most of the site's on an angle, and there's not much. It's dark. It's a dark site, but it doesn't have much front porch area. But it worked out fine for us, which was good because by the time we got here, the next one lake over, there's one campsite on Cuckoo, but after that we have to probably go back to Catfish or something, which would have been hours of travel. We're in the mood for that. But anyway, we got some firewood processed, got camp set up, and now we're just taking a quick troll in the lake, hoping to catch something for supper.
There's supposed to be a little water passageway that empties out a little tiny lake to the right. I'll try fishing that spot if I can find it, if it even exists. Come on, say something.
I guess not.
Nothing. I changed Len Thompson. Yeah.
Might have something. Trolling back. I changed lures because I wasn't getting any action with my with the first lure I was trying. Put a deep diver on. It's coming right for me too quick. Oh, there's something there. So I lost that one as soon as I got to the boat. I reached for the net early because I've lost a couple fish at the boat on this trip so far. I didn't want to screw around, and yeah, as soon as I got to the surface, popped off. So this is the second campsite on Calumet Lake. See, it doesn't have a very large front end area, and it's really dark in the back. But for hammocks, it works out well. Hooked a fish, lost it at the boat again. Seems to be what I do. So I'm right up front here in the embark. Edgar and Tanya. Boat shelter. Mike and the fire pit.